I have been incredibly lucky with ARCs lately, and I have read quite a few 2025 releases already before they came out. Let's go through them because all of them were amazing. First up, The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. This was my first Joe Abercrombie book. I knew it was grimdark. I knew very little about his writing otherwise. It's grimdark. It is, it's a lot. It is chaotic. It is unhinged. Unhinged is the best word that I have for this book. But it was so good. I had a blast with it. I will definitely be reading more Joe Abercrombie. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This was one of my most anticipated releases for 2025. I got an arc of it and I started it the next day. I easily could have read this in under 24 hours, except I read it as part of a road trip. So good. I cannot recommend enough that you read no reviews, no spoilers, don't read what this is about, and go into it blind. The twists were insane. The Sirens, this is by the same author as Wayward. I had such a good time with this. It is magical realism. I was so sucked into this story. It was just spectacular. A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. I got this right before it released and I crunch timed it to read it before it released. I don't know why I put that pressure on myself, but I did. And I was glad that I did because I had such a just immersive time with this book. There's something about the way that Adrienne Young writes that just sucks you in. And it's magical realism, but it also feels like escapism. It is so beautifully written. This was just amazing. And Breath of the Dragon by Fonda Lee and Shannon Lee. I wasn't quite sure what to expect with this one because I knew going in it was going to be very, very different than the Greenbone Saga. I adored it. I cannot wait until the next book comes out. I will be unwell until that happens. I loved it. I might even do a reread of it before the next book comes out. We'll see, but although don't be fooled, there are not dragons. Just for the record, it's still amazing. It is amazing fantasy. Don't read it for dragons. I also read A Drop of Corruption. This is the sequel to The Tainted Cup, which I loved. It was my favorite mystery of last year. This did not disappoint. This was absolutely incredible. I now need to read everything Robert Jackson Bennett has ever written because obsessed.